this way. There's also, the reality is, because we know who the consumer of this wine is and we know when they're going to get it, we don't have to put anywhere near as many preservatives in the wine as a commercial winery does. So the levels of preservatives and chemical preservatives like potassium metabisulfite and potassium sorbate are significantly lower in these kinds of wines. And in our store, there's other chemical products that we don't use at all. We throw them away. They're used for clearing the wine in the commercial business, and they are protein-based, and they can be shellfish proteins, they can be egg whites, they can be all kinds of things that people typically have allergies to. So we don't use them, so we throw them all away. So the wines made in our store are actually vegan.
Vegan?
Vegan, because there's no animal byproducts in them whatsoever. There's no gelatin in them, there's no fish guts in them, there's no shellfish proteins, there's no egg white proteins, there's none of those proteins, none of those animal proteins go in the wine in our store. So that's a big advantage for those folks who are vegan or even vegetarian. So when the wine's done, just before we go, on this other side, these are the barrels. We have a barrel aging program. We have probably the biggest barrel aging program in the province. So each one of these barrels holds 10 orders of wine. So we take 10 orders from 10 different customers, or 6 or whatever, depending on how many orders an individual wants. When the wine's ready, it goes in here and it ages for 3 months generally. We put the wine in here, and that gives us a big head start. Typically, we only put ultra premium and super premium wines in here because no point in doing anything lower than that, because the ultra premiums, super premiums, they take a lot longer to age. All wines need to be aged. In the commercial wine business, the winery ages it at the winery, bottle it, send it to the liquor store. Well, we can't do it that way. We're not allowed to do it that way. We do have the option to do some barrel aging, and we have, as I said, probably the biggest barrel aging process program in the Lower Mainland. So when the wine's ready, it looks like this. Each one of these has a name and address and telephone number on it because it belongs to a customer. None of the wine that's in the store belongs to the store. There is no wine that belongs to the store. All we have is grape juice. Once customers turned it into wine, then they come and pick it up, but there's no tasting, in other words. We can't do tastings because the government won't allow it, and because we don't have any wine for them to taste. All the wine belongs to customers. And then back here is where we make all the wine. So this is a cellar. This is a 125-year-old heritage building, and we are completely underground back here. So we have a very temperature-stable environment, which is good. The wine likes stability. It doesn't like massive changes in temperature. And the way we make the wine, we make it up on the top shelf, and then we move it down in the process. Heat rises. Wine, when it's fermenting, likes it a little bit warmer. As it goes through the process, it likes to be cooled down. So there's a temperature variance from the top shelf to the bottom of about 6 degrees, ideal for winemaking. The wine loves it when we bring the temperature down, and that's one of the reasons we don't have to use all of the clearing agents that most of the other stores do. So this is wine that was just racked today. You can see it's a little bit cloudy. I don't know how well it's going to show up in that picture, but if we look down below, these were racked last week, and they're significantly clearer than these ones were.